Manufacturing is just one of the many topics in focus this election season. Both candidates aiming to usher in a resurgence of U.S. industry and job reshoring. But in an opinion piece for the New York Times this week, Rebecca Patterson said that the manufacturing landscape has shifted since the so-called good old days, and that could make a return to its previous form nearly impossible. It's interesting because we've had a lot of, are we back in the good old days? Do we want to go back to the 1950s? And on manufacturing, you say it may not even be possible.
Right. I mean, if you go, I was just curious about this because both candidates were saying we need a manufacturing renaissance. We need to go back to this wonderful time. And you think about it, 1953, 1 in 3 Americans were employed in manufacturing. So, you know, all your neighbors, you knew someone who was going off to the factory every day. And I'm generalizing. Obviously, manufacturing is a very diverse, big industry. But the 3 things that have changed now, one is women have fewer kids, so we have a smaller workforce. So any renaissance has to include immigrants. And that's obviously a very difficult political topic right now. And the next president's going to have to figure out, how do I have a better immigration policy, but make sure I still have enough immigrants in here so we have the labor force to fill these jobs. Second big thing is degrees. Back in the 50s, even 60s, 70s, a lot of these jobs were high school degree. Now about half of them, in some cases, require a college degree. So different types of training than what we had in the past. And then lastly, we need foreign allies. You know, with all the post-pandemic, post-Russia, Ukraine focus on reshoring, nearshoring, friendshoring, shoring, we need TSMC to help us build fab plants in Arizona. We need Norwegian companies to help us think about wind farms for clean energy. And so last year, the stats I saw, about 23% of all U.S. manufacturing workers were employed by foreign companies' affiliates in the United States. So if they get cold feet because we're putting tariffs on them or not playing nice in the sandbox, that's going to make this renaissance more difficult also.
You know, the interesting thing, too, is that the focus is on bringing back jobs overseas. We're going to bring back jobs. But the truth is, if you look at the coal industry, the jobs there have been lost largely to automation or natural gas, not because there's been an outsourcing of jobs elsewhere. Automation and in every state, drivers and cashiers are among the most numerous jobs. And when we look at how those jobs are becoming automated, and you know, we saw it with the robo-taxi, what's coming down the pike with it, that evaporates a lot of jobs. Tim.
Well, fascinating stuff, because I think also all this is really inflationary, sounds like to me. But it's a case where this manufacturing, renaissance, also the reliance on foreign partners. I mean, I think about at least the approach that we took under Trump to some of those partners, and it wasn't terribly conciliatory. You think about what this administration's done to Japan and other places. And like, nobody's playing nice with the folks that actually historically have actually been the ones that we've been allies with. So it's a fascinating time. It's also a time when if you look at a GE, if you look at a Caterpillar, you look at an RTX, some of the biggest industrial companies in the world. First of all, these companies have had a major run. They've almost rallied in advance of it. They've also rallied on the back that these businesses have never been more efficient and more technical. It's what you're saying about the core of their businesses.
And it's every type of manufacturing industry. I was meeting with a CEO 2-3 weeks ago at a conference in the food industry, and I said, would you rather have automation or workers? And he said, I need workers. He said, for the work I do, the humans are much better at getting the biggest gain than actually robots in his case. And so, and other executives I was talking to were saying if they don't have enough workers, they have to shut down. Like, they literally can't do their jobs without enough workers.
And one of the other things that is interfering with getting those workers is that in a lot of high schools, kids are funneled into 4-year liberal arts colleges to get degrees in philosophy and whatever, when a lot of
why don't we talk about that? Let's ponder that.
What manufacturing needs is highly skilled workers,
right,
where vocational schools, tech schools, trade schools might be more important.
And the government's starting to get on that. I just saw last week that the Commerce Secretary was at a high school near a Micron plant, and Micron had partnered with the Department of Commerce to do a pilot program to teach these high school students about different career paths, some of which are technical training.
Yeah.
But that's a pilot program. We need that rolled out across the country, and we need more of the partnerships with the companies that would hire these young people.